of the evening, Mr. Adam Crooks, ATI, Adam the intern. Welcome,
You're
Adam.
finally out of the transfer portal.
I'm out of the transfer portal.
We thought you were going to go to Liberty. We heard Youngstown State. I threw in California University of Pennsylvania.
I would actually love to be a Penguin. That would be pretty cool to have a Penguin as a mascot. We want to thank Will and Garrett back there for filling in for me a couple of weeks ago and being the co-host when Robert and I couldn't make it. So happy to be back on set. Happy to be here with Larry the engineer and ATI the intern. So we're here for the Owls show. The Owls Who Live Sports. Give me a big hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo, and welcome to the Owls show. So Adam, tell me what I've missed this week with KSU athletics.
Well, it wasn't great. We played North Alabama at home in baseball. We got swept. We were 0-3 against North Alabama. North Alabama was the worst team in conference. We really needed to win those 3 games. And then on last night, we started our Florida road trip with a trip to Tallahassee. We did lose to the Noles. We're so close to the conference tournament. We got one series left against FGCU. We really need to beat FGCU.
Is that at FGCU? Is it
yes.
here? So it's on the road.
It is in Fort Myers.
So we're through with our games at home, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. So any other sports happening, or is it just baseball and track right now?
We did have track and field. The ASUN championships were this week. We did pretty well. We set a couple school records.
Yeah, well, we're getting ready to talk a couple of those record holders here in a few minutes. But we'll save the track and field stuff for the show. Let's go ahead and get one of our commercials out of the way, and we'll bring on Coach McDaniel.
Which one do you want to do first, Larry?
Modern Image.
Modern Image. Modern Image is a locally owned document and photograph scanning company that helps clients secure and use paper files and photos. Whether it's important business files or sentimental family photos and videos, Modern Image is dedicated to helping clients solve problems around paper. Say it, Chuck.
Go Owls for this show. So yes. Go Owls. Very excited to have you. Yes, and that applause you hear from the crowd is from Coach Kel McDaniel. Congratulations, Coach, on a great season. We're not quite done, right?
No, we're nowhere near done, man. We're just getting started.
Well, good. We can have you guys on every week talking about your different players. So appreciate you bringing on a couple of fine athletes tonight. Why don't you tell us a little bit first about what's happened in the last couple of weeks with the track team and in general, and then give us an intro to these fine individuals.
Yeah, so
get a little closer to the mic.
Sorry. Last couple of weeks we've been kind of finishing our regular season, going into the championship season. Got ready to go to the conference championship, and felt like we wanted to really go down there and give it everything we had, trying to unseat Liberty. We've been able to get them a couple times on the women's side. This year, actually on the men's side, we made it pretty close. We had a pretty big lead going into day 3. Just had a couple key guys get banged up, going into day 3, and just it was what it was. But in the meantime, we had some outstanding performances on both sides, men and women. The women kept it tight the whole way as well, and so throughout the meet, that's the beauty of track and field, right? We have this team score going, but we also have all these battles within the war, right? Where we're accomplishing some great things, and these young people are doing great things, and so numerous conference records, all-time conference records in the ASUN, never been done before.
Can you share some of those with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So
except these two, we don't want to.
So, like one great one's Kelvin Campbell. He's a young man from Orlando, Florida. He's been with us for 4 years. He actually transferred in as a true freshman just for a semester. Came in. We've been developing him. He's been doing a great job. His little brother's on the team. They're both jumpers for us.
Oh, wow.
Kelvin jumped 1588, just over 52 feet on a triple jump, and it's the first anyone's triple jumped in the ASUN conference. He took home the gold there, and now he's ranked in the top 12 in the East. So we break it up the East and the West, right? And we go to
Is that for the conference?
No, and for the NCAAs.
Oh, NCAAs. Okay,
so
cool.
For NCAAs, we go after the conference weekend. Every school east of the Mississippi is you take the top 48 and in each event. So the top 48 get to go. The top 12 from that meet go to the NCAAs. So in track, it's 2 rounds. First round, second round. The first round is you go 48 to 12. And then second round is you bring the top 12 from the East, the top 12 from the West. And this year we meet in Texas. and we decide who the national champion is.
Oh, wow.
And so
it's usually in Corvallis, Oregon, isn't it?
yeah, we're usually in Eugene.
Oh, Eugene.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Eugene wins the bid most years. But the last time we were in Texas, we brought home a national champion. So
Go Texas.
Yeah, that's right. So Daniel Hall won the national championship in 2019. We're in Texas in the hammer throw. This year we have 4-5 throwers ranked in the top 12 in the East. So
wow.
we go down there and do our job. We should be taking 4, 5, 6 throwers to Texas to go battle for a national championship.
And what part of Texas?
We're in Austin.
Austin.
Yeah, we're UT.
Great town.
Yeah. A lot of good food in Austin.
Got a lot of good music out there too.
Yeah, oh yeah. You've got everything you want in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot of good things going at KSU. And I know you probably know Travis Hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool that he got drafted by the Bears.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You see that Will Renfro over there has got his jersey on. I don't know if you know Will or not.
His jersey on already.
But he ordered his jersey the day he got drafted.
That's awesome.
He went and ordered it.
Yeah, I saw that he got drafted. I keep up with all those guys, man. We're all, especially that crew over there at the sports park, whether it's football, lacrosse, soccer. I feel like we're all pretty tight over there because we're all seeing each other every day and everybody's working together. It's awesome.
That's cool. So we got 2 weeks left.
Yeah. So we actually we're training this week, and then we leave Sunday. And we'll be in Jacksonville, Florida for another. UNF actually is the main site host for the East Regional every year.
Okay.
So they host the A-Sun, and then they turn around and they host the regional competition. Again, every single Division I school east of the Mississippi. So it's a massive track meet. And they host it. They do a great job. And it's fun to go down there. And for us, it's a huge advantage because we go down there for the regular season. We go down there for the conference championship, and then we go down there again it's our third time getting on the runway, getting in the ring, getting on the track. So we feel very fortunate at Kennesaw because we're able to get a lot of reps, at the place where we're going to go compete and try to advance to the national championship.
So being acclimated with that is very, very.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. Anytime we go somewhere, whether it's the USA championships, the national championships, we're always talking to these kids about how do we get out there a day before, 2 days before. Let's just walk in the building. Where are we staying at the hotel? Where do we want to eat breakfast at? Because anytime everything's on the line, we want to be as perfect as we can be.
You want to eat at Bono's Barbecue when you're in Jacksonville. I know that much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've eaten there yet or not.
I have not.
A good friend of mine owns all the Bono's barbecues in Jacksonville.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
I'll
it's
do
a
it.
really, really good barbecue.
I'll do it.
That's cool. So, 2 weeks and then it's recruiting world for you?
So we're a week off now. We go a week on to first rounds, week off, then we go to Texas. When we come back, the whole time we're recruiting. The only time it's a dead period is during the national championships. But just Saturday night is the night of champions at Georgia Tech. So that's every state champion from the state of Georgia in every classification. They put them all together, and they go compete, and they see who's the best out of each classification at Georgia Tech on Saturday night. So I'll be there. There'll be a whole bunch of Owls there watching the state champions and the best that the state of Georgia has to offer.
Yeah. Will you be posting about that on Facebook?
I'll be there.
We're connected. I'd love to go down there. I'd love to go down
it's
and
awesome.
see that.
They do a great job. It streams live on MileSplit. MileSplit streams it live, and then Atlanta Track Club runs the meet. It's called the Wingfoot Night of Champions. It's a great event. Would love to hopefully one day host that event here at KSU.
Time will tell, right? The one thing about being in Texas, it's hot in Texas.
It is the hottest place on earth, man.
Is that an advantage for you or a disadvantage?
I don't think that we're bothered by it. Again, we compete in Florida all the time. We train here in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't think the heat is a problem. I know my boy over here from New York, Mr. Anthony, he might have a little problem with that. But no, all in all, no, we're good with it. I will tell you, in 2019, Daniel won the national championship. And we lost him for a little bit. He was supposed to, if you win the national title, traditionally you go through drug testing. You get interviewed by ESPN, all these people, and nobody could find Daniel. And the biggest thing was he was so hot, he had sat down for a minute, he just went to sleep. And nobody could find Daniel. We're like, where's Daniel at? And so, but it was almost 100 degrees. And when he was throwing, it was wild. And on the track, it was hot all weekend. And I expect nothing to say. We have minivan. We rented a couple minivans to go to nationals. I go to the parking deck, right? So the track stadium is a miniature version of the football stadium. They're right next to each other. They've got a big bowl set up. It's a beautiful track complex. And you go in there, but it's everything you do to escape from the sun. You know, June in Texas is not cold. It's not.
It's
cool.
a lot different from Cullowhee, North Carolina.
It is a heck of a
I remember
lot
that's
different,
where
man.
you're from, right?
Yeah.
Where you went to school.
Yeah, ain't nothing similar about those two places.
The hottest I've ever been was in Austin, Texas. I have a brother that was chief of police at Bergstrom Air Force Base, which is now the International Airport in Austin. But he was responsible for getting LBJ on and off the base.
That's awesome.
That was his job. And I went out there when I was 9 to see him. And the Thunderbirds were flying.
Oh, that's cool.
And it got so hot that the exhaust from the planes caught the infield grass on fire. Jackrabbits are running everywhere. Everybody's about to die from the heat. Couldn't even get in the pool. It was so hot.
It's hard to cool down. You know, that's the thing when you're out there. We went to the Texas Relays this year because the national championships in Texas. Usually we go to the Florida Relays same weekend. This year we went to the Texas Relays.
To prepare for that?
To prepare for that. Just to get in the stadium. I took Anthony there. He did really well in the discus. So I had some guys in the shot put there. I took Callie out there. We went and competed out there with several of our kids, pole vaulters, jumpers, throwers, everybody. And
Caitlin went to that too, didn't she?
Yeah. She did really well. She actually threw it to me at Texas State in San Marcos.
Yeah.
And I had another young lady throw it at Texas, and I'm driving back and forth. There's 2 meets the same weekend. I'm in San Marcos and Austin. I'm in a minivan doing about 1,000 miles an hour down whatever highway that is, and trying to get back and forth, coaching as many hours as I can, making sure we're performing well and doing what we need to do. But just get the experience being in Texas.
Mike was out there with you too.
No, so that particular weekend, I'm trying to remember what it was. There was something Mike had to do here, and it's the one time, and we're always joke about it. He's a huge help for me. We obviously make a great team, and he's a huge help for me. But that was the one weekend where, like, if I ever needed a help,
that was
and
it.
I'm trying to remember what he was doing, but anyway, it doesn't matter. He's such a huge help to me. Me and him make such a great team, and but no, that particular weekend, I was on my own, and I was driving from San Marcos to Austin, back and forth. And Callie's getting ready to throw the hammer, and I'm in Austin, Texas, coaching the invite shot put in Texas with 2 guys, and I'm like, I'll be there in a minute. And, as soon as my guys got done, I drove to her about 1,000 miles an hour just to go coach her, and it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully that'll pay off in 2 weeks when we go down there, hopefully with a lot of Owls to the national championship.
Oh, we'll be watching for sure. I appreciated you and Mike and bringing Isaiah on last time we had you on the show, so that was awesome. Isaiah's doing well, I guess.
Isaiah's doing well. He's ready to go. He's one of those. He's one of our mini Owls ranked in the top 10 in the East, ready to advance the national championship. Just got to go down there and punch our ticket.
And Caitlin got second or something in the event?
Yeah. So our freshman, we have a freshman from Canada, from Ontario. She won the javelin. Caitlin was second. So within about an hour on the first day of the championship, Callie here broke the conference record in the hammer and won the hammer. We have another young lady from Miami that got third in the hammer, Ariana Sanford. So we went first and third in the women's hammer, and we went first and second in the women's javelin.
How cool is that?
Boom, boom, boom. So I was about as happy as a head coach as you could find at that time.
I can imagine so. Well, we want to get back to your family, so give us a brief bio on Anthony and Callie, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah,
so
came to KSU. One of the first guys that I saw that we were looking at from the last coach was Anthony Harrison from New York. Tall, skinny, lefty. And I was like, man, I hate coaching lefties. I don't want to do this. Because in the throwing events, when you got a lefty, everything's backwards. Right, in baseball, I roll a ball to my kid all the time. Throw it left-handed, kid.
Yeah.
I want Braxton and Max to throw left-handed. But in the throwing events, everything. Every time I'm giving him a demo or we're talking about at practice, I'm like, hold on, man, let me flip around, let me show him, make sure I'm doing this right. So no, tall, skinny left-hander from New York. But I'm like, man, the kid's got something to him. The biggest thing about Anthony I loved was, when I look at a recruit, a lot of kids have numbers, but we look beyond the numbers, right? Anthony was, we caught walking uphill both ways, like us old timers will say. The kid was going above and beyond to practice, to do whatever he could. He's going to his school lunchroom and repping a throw and just throwing something into a wall because up there's snow on the ground. Doesn't have anywhere to go, whatever the case may be. Anthony was going above and beyond to perfect his craft, to do what he needed to do. So I said, I'm going to keep recruiting this kid. I think I like him. And we kept talking, and when it was all said and done, we went ahead and signed, brought him on a visit. We clicked. It was a good fit. And then later on that year, he became a top 5 thrower in the country. threw 199 feet in the discus, did some other good things in the shot, the weight, whatever you call it. Anything he touched, he was throwing far, albeit left-handed, and he did some really special things. And so really one of the first big recruits we got here to Kennesaw since I've been here was Anthony Harrison, and we've been grinding for 3-4 years now, and all the way through, got through the COVID thing, kept going, and this last weekend was just another notch on his belt, just a great career, and he's still got a whole nother year to go.
Can't wait to hear more about that from him and his future at KSU. So
absolutely.
How about this other
newly named vice president of the student body, Anthony Harrison?
Yeah, the SGA. He was telling us about that. He wants us to get involved. So
very cool.
Very happy to.
Cali Terza, local product right here from right up the road. I think Coach Mike talked about her last time we were on here. Not a kid that threw the hammer and really wasn't a very good shot putter, discus thrower either. Not really your prototypical thrower. But
she's not happy with you right now. Look at that face.
She wasn't. And it's fine to say that. But she was a very good athlete. She's somebody that we felt like had a lot of raw ability. And Coach Mike showed her to me, and I was like, yeah, do your thing. Let's see how this turns out. And, so far the story is nothing but sunshine and rainbows. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. I think we're learning a lot along the way, but she's gotten to experience so much in track and field, so much in our sport. She's gotten to experience in just the first year or two. I tell her all the time how fortunate she is, but a lot of that's a product of her hard work, her dedication, and her willing to trust us. And so not a lot of people pick up something and have the amount of success that Cali Terce has had. And so, for me, I'm just crazy thankful for her and her ability to pick this up and to run with it. And honestly, we don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. That's
awesome. Well, as I texted you before you got here, that I was talking to Caitlin Corral, and she said you couldn't have two better people on the show than these two guys. So
two of my favorites, man, for sure.
Very pumped. So as always, Cal, thanks for helping us out tonight. All right, all right. Big hand for Coach McDaniel, and a big hooty hoo. So let's get a commercial out of the way. We'll bring in Anthony Harrison.
We going Alvin Jamison?
Yeah.
Okay. Supreme Lending was founded in 1999 with one goal in mind, to improve the mortgage process. And since then, we've been doing just that. Here we deliver exceptional service and some of the fastest turn times in the industry. Our team will stay in touch with you throughout the process and get your home closed quickly and conveniently. Whether you're buying or refinancing, our goal is to have your loan clear to close in 30 days or less so that you can focus on all the other things that are going on. Whether it's your first mortgage or your 1,000th, make it a Supreme Mortgage. Find us on the web at alvinjameson.com or give us a call at 865-357-6500.
Thank you, Alvin Jameson, and earlier David McDonough for being sponsors of the Owls Who Live Sports. And we have a new guest here, Mr. Anthony Harrison.
Hey.
Listen to that crowd cheering for you, man.
Oh, that's a beautiful crowd.
It is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Yeah. Callie says get closer to the mic, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
She's our new assistant engineer.
Did I get kicked off? Am I being demoted? Is she
just while you're co-hosting? She's not taking your spot, ATI.
Good.
No.
Nobody's taking my spot.
Nobody's taking your spot. That's right.
Demand it, man. You got that.
Yeah.
So here we go. ATI's you're a sophomore?
Yes.
He's a sophomore at KSU too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Communications. So we welcome you to the show. We got a lot of questions for you, but we're gonna let ATI ask you your first one.
So I got a couple, but the first one is obviously you're from Ramapo High School.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah, Ramapo.
Okay, so let's say you're driving through Brooklyn, right? And you see a car on the side of the road, and it's somebody from Indian Hills High School. Would you pick him up? Would you let him in your car?
I would say myself, yeah, I'm a friendly guy. I definitely show them some love. We get them in the car and get going.
Solid. So obviously, being from Brooklyn, Brooklyn's it's a metropolitan area. So
a borough.
So where do you find the room to throw a discus?
Okay. So I'm from Brooklyn. Like I grew up there, but where I went to high school at, Ramapo High School is actually in a town called Rockland County, which is actually right outside the city. It's more of like a suburban-like area.
Close to Westchester?
Yep. It's actually right outside Westchester. If you're familiar with the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Yeah,
or
Tappan Zee, yeah.
We're right across the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so over there, I mean, I had plenty of places. Like, I threw in parking lots. I found, like, nearby camps that were empty. I've pretty much, where there was ground and grass, it was probably a throwing area for me at that point.
How did you get into the discus?
Yeah, I was going to say, my question is not where, but how. I mean, and why? Why do you throw these things?
You know, it's funny. I feel like every, like, thrower has a similar origin story, especially for boys. Originally, I was doing football, and pretty much whenever we go out of season, we usually just pick up another sport. Some of my friends wrestle, and some of my friends got into track, so I chose the track route. I was a pretty skinny kid. I mean, I was like 6'2", 150 pounds in my freshman year, so I came onto the track and field team at my school, and I just started running. And eventually, like, I was trying to find other events to do because running sucks. I do that all year during the football season, so I was like, I kind of want something different. And I saw a couple people just throwing these heavy balls out in the field. I was like, bro, what is that? And I ended up going over, and that's how I met my coach, Coach Zweig, and he gave me a chance. And pretty much it was kind of like on from there, pretty much.
Did you fall in love with it immediately and say, this is what I want to do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess what I loved the most about track was just, like, the amount of work you could put in and not have anybody hold you back. You know, you can be as good as you want to be.
It's all you and not team. It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe I could be selfish in saying that. I love just progressing at my own way. Like, I just love having control over my own destiny.
Very competitive.
Oh, very competitive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So being from the north, you know, it's snowy most of the year in New York and New Jersey. Is it tough to find places to throw, or is it hard to throw the discus in like 10-degree weather?
Oh yeah. I mean, I have videos of me practicing in like 2 feet worth of snow. It gets really, really bad during the winter times. Most of the time when I was in high school, I would like get like discus balls, or I would get any kind of implement that's not a discus but something that's safe to throw inside in my hands, and I would just drill. You know, if I didn't have the actual implement, I would try to do the best that I can to replicate my throw without.
Improvise with something, right?
Oh, yeah,
that's
improvise.
cool. So you're up there in Ramapo. Is that the high school?
Yes, sir.
How the heck did you find Kennesaw State, or did Kennesaw State find you?
It was a mix of both, to be honest. I mean, you know, being that I lived in New York my whole life, I just wanted to kind of find something new. And I started looking down south, and Kennesaw was one of the schools that gave me an opportunity. You know, at the time, I wasn't that good. When I talked to Coach Kill, I believe I was throwing around 160 feet. And actually,
That's the discus, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And before I spoke to him, I was actually getting recruited by Coach Morris, who was the previous throws coach before Kale came in. So usually when it comes to the recruiting process, when coaches switch positions, they usually don't give the recruits a chance. So that was something that I was grateful for. And I came on the visit, and I committed here on my visit.
On your first visit?
Yep, on my first visit, I committed right then and there. I kind of just knew that Kennesaw was my place.
Well, Kennesaw is a little bit different from Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, so are you considering yourself a Southerner now, or?
Oh, yeah, all the way, man. I tell you, that Southern hospitality has me in a chokehold.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and you've been down, you're a junior now? You got one more year?
Yeah, I'm going into my senior year this fall.
That's awesome. What's your favorite thing about Atlanta compared to Brooklyn? I mean, I've been to Shea Stadium before. That was the worst baseball stadium in the world.
Really? I've never been to.
I had Pepsi. Well, they're just not even there anymore. It's Citi Field or whatever it now is. But Pepsi was a client of mine, and I had Pepsi box seats for the baseball game. I could not fit in these box seats. And I'm not huge. I'm not small, but the seats were like this wide. You couldn't even fit in them.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad they tore that down and built something else. But I spent a lot of time in Westchester County. Love the energy of the city. I don't think I could ever live up there, but going up there for the holidays and stuff was amazing to me. I spent so much time. General Motors was a client, and they were up all in Rye or Summers or somewhere up there. So I spent a lot of time in the city, but man, I just the days that I spent up there and then coming back home is like, well, it's a little laid back here compared to there, yeah. But you got the, the Braves, 10 miles away, and if you want to go to Atlanta, it's there.
Yeah, I don't feel too far from home.
Yeah.
I definitely, I would say Atlanta kind of gives me a little bit of a homey feeling, but I still get to experience like the full aspect of the South. That's kind of the one thing I love about Atlanta. It's like, when I want to have that city feeling, I feel homesick, and I can't go home right away. I could go to the city, I get to have a good, fun time, but then by the time I come home, I'm back in the slow, relaxing atmosphere. It's real nice.
Yeah. So what do you do when you're in the city, in New York? What did you like to do in the city? You a sports fan up there? Or?
Sports fan, and I'm a foodie.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man, I can't tell you how many good food spots I know back home.
Oh, wait,
You're not a Giants fan, right?
Oh, I love the Giants when they're doing good. Let me tell you that.
Oh no.
We've already been through that on the other show today. So
yeah, I think we're gonna. As a Cowboys fan, I think you got to move down a chair.
No, that's cool.
Not.
Yeah, New York's a fun city. I've been to one game at Madison Square Garden. Saw the Spurs and the Knicks play there. That was a really, really cool thing.
Oh, yeah. You see, I was definitely a Knicks fan this finals, right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything against the Knicks, so.
Okay, cool. Because, man, I don't want you to be mad at me, dog.
No. It's just the Giants.
It's just the Giants.
If you were a Jets fan, it'd be cool.
And Sean, the bartender here, is a big
Okay,
Giant.
okay.
He's a big Jets fan.
Yes, he's not a Giants fan.
No, he's not. So that's cool. So was there one coach or one thing that said, this is why I want to come to KSU?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily one thing. I will say, like, Coach Kale definitely gave me a very strong reason to come. I mean, just from the way he spoke to me, it made me understand that I was working with someone that could not only make me be great, but we kind of have the same passion. That's one thing I really respected about Kale is we're both very, very, very passionate people. And when we had that first conversation, he sat me down and he was like, hey, like, when you come here, just know that there's a lot of big expectations for you. We're not going to baby you. We want you to be an All-American, and we're going to treat you as such and be ready to work. And I was like, yes, sir.
And speaking of being an All-American, you just broke some record.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Woo! It was a really, really fun weekend at conference. I was blessed to break the school record and the conference meet record. And I think that also put me top 25 in the nation, top 9 in the East for discus. So pretty satisfied with the way that went. So conference, woo! For ASUN, a lot of people don't know how competitive the discus competition is. I mean, it's probably one of the most competitive events we have there, just for the fact that, like, a good amount of the guys that throw in the discus competition are nationally ranked. And Kevin Nedrick, he's a really talented athlete from Liberty. He was a guy that I lost to last year. We went into a really big shootout in the discus. I broke the conference record last year on my opening throw, and then he came back. He broke the record again, and we were just going back and forth. And this year we kind of had a little bit of tension coming into it. Positive, though, great guy. But we were both real serious about going in and doing our thing, and it was just a similar thing, just reverse. He came in, he broke the conference record, and I responded, and it felt sweet.
How much did you get him by?
I got him by a couple feet. I believe he threw like 58, 67, and I threw 59, 25. So if you convert that into feet, I think that's 192, and I threw about 194, 195.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good feeling to have, isn't it?
Oh, man, it was a great feeling.
So you get a trophy? Did you get a plaque? What did you get?
Oh, I definitely got a fat medal. A nice little first place gold medal.
How come you're not wearing it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I should have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
You see, I like to do the humble flex.
Well, next time you bring it on, show it to us. Cool.
See, I got you. I'm gonna get all the bling on.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, very excited about you guys being on the show. Tell me, who is the most famous person in your cell phone?
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Ooh, honestly, I'd probably say it's Callie, man. She's a superstar.
Oh no, I said famous.
Oh, famous.
Hey. She doesn't count.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's-
she's pretty close to famous to me.
Does
I'll tell you
TikTok
that.
famous count?
Yeah.
No, not
There
really.
you go. For you, we'll let it count. So, so that's cool. I mean, we've had anybody from outfielders in the major leagues to Samuel L. Jackson. We've had some pretty strong
Yeah.
people that had
Oh, that's amazing.
had them in their cell phones. Yeah. So what's next for Anthony? I know you're vice president of student government. Is that what you said?
Oh, yes, sir.
And we're going to work together with you and the Owl Show.
Oh, 100%. And for anybody watching that's a part of the KSU student body, just know we're here for you. Remember,
You gotta
students
like
first.
that.
You're going to get my Adobe back?
Oh, for sure, bro. Oh, we'll talk about that.
You lost your Adobe?
Okay. Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
As long as he gets me my Adobe back, we're cool.
All's good. So what are you majoring in?
I'm a sociology major with a minor in psych.
In psych? So you'll have us figured out by the end of the show?
Oh, 100%. I think I got you figured out right now, man.
I like that.
Been
I
reading
like
you.
that, yeah. So that's fun. You want to tell them how many buildings there were at KSU when I went there?
So Chuck went back. Chuck was there when it was Kennesaw Junior College. There were 5 buildings, and Carrick
You probably don't
Martin's
know Carrick.
dad was his economics teacher.
That's
So, so it's really good to be
5
back
buildings.
involved.
That's how old he is.
So you literally
you
like
didn't
watch
have to add
Kennesaw
that
grow
much.
from
They
the
had
ground
like,
up.
Oh, yeah,
they had
it's
like
crazy how
horses
much it's
and
gone.
carts and
Yeah. I walked to school uphill both ways and in the snow. Hey, do you miss the snow?
You know what? No.
Really?
Oh, no.
I'd love to have some more snow here. So, so what's when you graduate next year?
Yeah.
What's next for you? What do you, I mean, is track and field beyond Olympics something that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many options I have when it just comes to life. I was blessed to just network with so many people, like within the school and within the track and field world. I'm not sure, to be honest. I will say, if it does present itself, I will try to pursue a professional career. I feel like I'm right on the cusp, and if I get the job done, I'll probably go and shoot for it. I mean, I have a lot of good coaching around me, and I have a lot of great support from all around, so I think I can make it happen. But
That's cool.
my ultimate end goal is really probably getting into human resources. I love people. I'm a people person, so.
Do you see yourself staying here?
Oh, I love Georgia. I'm a Southern guy now.
You the man.
Oh,
You the
yeah.
man. Well, we'll get you back on here. We'll get you as a co-host one night or something, and let's-
co-host.
Yeah,
He's
we'll
going
kick.
to replace me?
No, we're gonna kick Robert out.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah, we
See,
got
you're the best co-host in my heart.
There
I
we
got you,
go.
bro.
That's why he's my favorite.
that.
Yes,
that
Whoa,
Until-
whoa, whoa, whoa. You haven't even met me yet.
yeah.
Listen, that's what I was about to say. Until she comes on, she'll be my favorite. But
There you go.
You're my
Okay.
favorite for
He's
now.
kind of flirty
I'll
like
take
that.
that.
Yeah. So listen, congratulations on everything you've accomplished. I know they're going to be great things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, me and Travis Hill. You know who Travis is, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He was just drafted into the NFL. First guy from Kennesaw State ever to be drafted into the NFL.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
He's
he and I are
good.
tight friends now. We text, and I texted him the night he got drafted. I said, "Man, how cool is that?" He said, "Man, you wouldn't believe how cool."
Hey, changing the narrative, man.
Yeah, changing the narrative. So we expect you to do the same thing
Oh,
in terms of track and field. And we're gonna hook up. You Facebook guy?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll hook up and we'll stay in touch and we'll get you back on here.
Let's get it
We'll deal
going.
with that. Anthony, thanks, my man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right, awesome. Big hand for Anthony Harrison. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get our last commercial out of the way. Should be Bearcat Express.
Do you need a delivery right now? As in, go now, please. Bearcat Express has expedited shipping on hand-carried items, car, van, or pickup, whether it's Memphis to Augusta, Atlanta to Athens, or Dothan to Charlotte, and all points in between. We've got the drivers to get your stuff where it needs to be. Whether your passport's still on the dresser, your 7-iron isn't in your bag, or you have a dog that hates to fly, Bearcat Express, with their live tracking capabilities, is the team to turn to. We are the go-to couriers for the Southeast. Check us out at BearcatExpress.com.
And thank you, Blair Cook and Alvin Jameson and David McDonough, for all being sponsors of the Owls Show. And we're happy to continue to have you on board. And speaking of on board, we have a new guest.
Hey, guys.
Callie Turza, everybody. A big hootie hoo for Callie Turza. Can you say hootie hoo?
Hootie hoo.
All right, thank you. So very excited. Are you still scared?
Oh, no.
You're
My
good
nerves
now?
are calm. After watching Anthony talk, It's not gonna be hard to top that.
Oh, so you say he's wow.
Man, she's the jokester for real. She's gonna make the highlight of the show.
Throwing you under the bus. Look at that,
So
right off the bat.
We got to come up with some tough questions then.
Yeah, Callie, she went the other way. It won't be that tough. But go ahead, Adam. I know you want to ask the first question.
Okay, so you went to Etowah High School.
I did.
So if you're driving down the road and you see a group of people and one of them's wearing a Cherokee shirt, somebody's wearing a Sequoia shirt, somebody's wearing a Woodstock shirt, somebody's wearing a Creekview shirt, and somebody's wearing a River Ridge shirt, who are you picking up?
Ooh.
Or are you picking anybody up?
Oh yeah, I think
Who
I'm.
you running over? That's what I want to know.
I think I'm gonna fill my hard car up with all of them. I think I'm gonna pick all of them up and take them, and then drop them off somewhere random, and then not get them. No, but I'd say Woodstock because they're our rivals.
They're your big rivals.
Yeah, you got to keep your enemies close.
Yeah, your friends closer, your enemies closer,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. One of my very good friends was a basketball coach at Sequoia for 27 years.
Oh yeah, Sequoia is good. I used to play flag football, and they'd beat us every year. So.
Yeah. So went to Etowah, and why so close to home? Why did you stay so close to home?
Okay, so actually, I was.
I love this smile. It's just,
I actually had a list of schools I was interested in and that I applied to, and it was like I listed like 10 schools, and Kennesaw State was number 10 because for the exact reason of I did not want to stay close to home, and but I also wasn't going to do track. I was going to go join a sorority at a big SEC school, and
not Georgia, I hope.
yeah, not Georgia. I was looking at Tennessee. I was going to go join a sorority there, and so Kennesaw was the last school on my list until track kind of got involved, and then I was like, you know what? I think this is exactly where I need to be. So.
Well, what else did you play growing up?
So in high school, I did softball. I was a softball pitcher, and then I did flag football and then track. So, but I was a sprinter in track. I did not throw.
I heard you did the shot put, and you weren't very good.
Yeah, thanks, Coach Gale. I was okay. I was number 2 in the 7A state, so it wasn't too bad, but I did end up getting 5th at that meet, so.
So how did you get into shot put? Why did you say, okay, I'm going to throw this and see what happens?
So, like I said, I was a sprinter in high school, and I did the pentathlon for youth.
That's tough,
And
yeah.
shot put was one of the events, so I'd stand there and give it a big throw, and it went kind of far. So then my coach was like, you know what, let's do this on an every meet basis. So I'd do like my sprints, and then I'd go through shot put, and all the shot putters were like, didn't you just get done running the 100? And I'm like, I sure did, yeah, that was my warm-up over here. So,
So when did you realize that I want to do this in college?
well, I went to a camp the summer, like right before I graduated, or that like spring, for the shot put. I wanted to get a little bit better at that, so I joined this club called Throw One Deep, and I was like, maybe they'll get my shot put up so I could get first in shot put in state, because that'd be pretty cool. And when I was there, I met Coach Mike Judge, and he told me to go pick up a hammer, and I went in the shed and was looking for like a hammer.
And a bucket of nails or something?
Yeah. And I was like, Coach, I can't find one. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I can't find a hammer. So he shows me this shot put on a string. And he's like, we're going to go throw this. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so I remember there was a goalpost up at the field. And he was like, throw this in that goalpost. And it was probably like 100 feet away. And I was like, what? I was like, I can't do that. And so I started spinning in circles and would throw it. And it definitely did not go in the goalpost. But he was like, yep, you're going to be great one day. And I was like, all right. I was like, perfect.
I want to be great one day,
Yeah,
right?
I was like, sure.
Yeah. Go ahead, Adam.
Do you ever get dizzy? Like, obviously, you spin around so much.
Yeah.
You get dizzy spinning around.
Yeah, I definitely, when I first started, I actually had the nickname of the Tasmanian Devil because I had no
One of my
idea what
favorite
I was
cartoon
doing.
characters.
I had no idea what I was doing, but I would just spin really fast and let go of it, and so it would go somewhere. And so I remember the first couple weeks, though, I was really nauseous because I'd get so dizzy from spinning in circles. But now that I kind of got a good feel for it, that kind of went away. But at first, yeah, Tasmanian Devil, that was my nickname.
So when you practice the hammer throw, how many times do you do that a day when you're like in a typical practice?
Okay, so we usually do probably like 6 wraps, and then we'll maybe do 6 lefts or rights, so that's like 12, and then we'll go to entries, which is probably 4. So if I get my math right, that's 16. And then we'll do probably 8 fulls. So 24, probably like 24 to 30 throws. But if my practice isn't going good, that can go to like 50 throws really quick because I don't leave unless my throws get good. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Leave on a high note,
Uh-huh,
right?
you got to.
There you go. That's funny. So where is your favorite place you've gone because of college track and experienced?
I really liked Nebraska.
Really?
Yes.
Was it University of
Nebraska?
Nebraska?
Yeah.
In
like-
Lincoln? In Lincoln?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got to stay in downtown Lincoln, and I just remember it was like super like the hotel had like the little box TVs with the antenna sticking out of it, and the telephone was a little like one you got to spin around in circles. And I remember just being like, "Yep, this is where I want to be." And it was just super like old. Everything was really old, and I loved it though because it made me feel like I was back in like the 80s. But I loved that.
What do you know about the 80s?
Nothing much, but
Yeah, that's what I thought.
it'd be what I guess it would be like.
That's cool. So if Kennesaw was your number 10 school, what was your number 1 school?
It went Tennessee, Ole Miss, Florida State. I looked at Arkansas a little bit. I even checked out a little school in West Virginia called Wheeling University.
I've heard of Wheeling.
They wanted me to be a multi there, and so I went up there, and it's definitely different than Kennesaw. So, yeah, Kennesaw, though, was number 10 behind pretty much every other school around here.
Around here.
Yeah.
So did you have official visits to those schools? Or?
No, the only school I went and visited was Tennessee, and I really liked it. And I didn't really like the orange because I don't look that good in orange, but but I did.
That's important.
Yeah, it is. You got to look good in your uniform.
Yeah, I like
So,
the uniform.
yeah, but Tennessee was really the only one I went and actually looked at and was really interested in. And I did want to go to UGA for a little bit, but
Nobody wants to go to UGA.
yeah,
No, nobody wants to go to UGA.
I think
UGA was 11.
yeah,
Or
you,
maybe 20. Maybe 20.
well, but like go Dogs. I mean,
No.
No, go Jackets.
No.
Wow.
okay,
I'm a big Jack fan.
Literally
Attaboy.
anything else.
yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, so that's cool. When you're getting ready for a meet, let's say you're in Nebraska,
Okay.
and you're thinking, I probably need to eat something before I go into my meet. What's your go-to breakfast meet morning?
Oh, breakfast. Okay. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy.
I already think you're crazy,
But
so
you-
let's go there.
You said your favorite meat was Nebraska.
Well, I'm gonna walk downstairs, and I'm gonna go pour a cup of some waffle mix, and I'm gonna pour it in the waffle maker, and that is my best breakfast I'll ever have. A
That's
Belgian
not-
waffle.
Hey, that's better than him. So
I thought you were just going to drink the waffle mix.
Oh no,
I
Belgian.
didn't know what you're talking about.
No, Belgian waffle with some syrup, and I mean I may get a little bit of protein in there. Maybe depends what it looks like.
What do you mean it's better than me? You don't know what I have
you
for
and
breakfast.
your mustard and
Oh.
grape jelly sandwich.
I do love mustard and grape jelly sandwiches.
Exactly.
Oh, no,
Exactly.
no, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Have you ever tried one?
And then I never will.
There we go.
Next time you're on the show, I'm going to bring.
No.
Oh,
No, nobody wants a mustard and grape jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes,
no.
one person does.
No.
well, keep it that way.
Okay, we will. We will. So that's cool. So I think, we got a lot of stuff I want to ask you, but we have a fan that wants to ask you a question. Let's see if we can get Will Renfro.
Well.
Are you ready to come ask
Oh, we got a fan.
Callie? Yeah. Will actually bought him a Travis Hill jersey the day it came out.
Travis
And he
Bell.
is- Travis Bell, thank you. Yeah, and he is now
Oh, he's ready to go.
sporting his Travis Bell jersey, and he's the one that follows you on Instagram, and he's got a question for you.
Oh gosh.
Anthony, let him borrow your headphones for a second there,
I'm
buddy.
scared.
So, Callie Terza, meet Will Renfro, super fan of KSU sports.
I will.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So
good.
I cannot wait to hear this question.
Oh, are you ready for the question?
I'm
we
ready.
want you to,
Oh,
we
okay.
want you to ask a question.
So what I want to know is, you obviously are very fit, and are not unfamiliar with the weight room. When you go to date a guy, is there like a bench contest, or do you like put him on your shoulders and squat him? How does this work? I mean, if you
Someone's been watching my TikToks.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, that
This
has
just
got to be
became my favorite
question.
moment of any show
That
we've
really
ever
is.
done.
Okay, well, so
How
yeah,
did that come about, Callie?
it all started. It all started when I do this thing where, like, I like to show off how strong I am. So, I mean, if I'm at the family reunion, we're arm wrestling, even though I probably can't win. But so I remember one time we were at a party. It was just like a little kickback with the track team. And everyone was like, gosh, Callie, like, you're just so, like, your shoulders. And I was like, no, y'all want to see something? I was like, get on my shoulders. So I pick up this distance kid. And, I mean, I'm probably like 130. And I just start squatting him. So then it kind of started off, well, like, how heavy can I go? Like, who all can I pick up? So then every single time I went out, I would just pick up a guy and squat him. And it was the most...
What you just I got squatted by Callie.
Yeah, so then it became like, it became a thing. And I started posting on TikTok, and my TikToks would blow up, and guys would be like, why?
Now I see why you asked Anthony why you were famous on TikTok.
Yeah, so I am known as the girl who squats the guys. Yeah, it's my
I've always wanted to be a
personality.
guy that got squatted, but
That is, I can't believe that you asked that.
she couldn't believe it. She says, somebody out there follows me? Somebody follows me?
I was nervous because I was thinking about what's on my social media, and I was like, this can only go one way.
Oh, we saw some good pictures of you.
Yeah,
so
so
that was really good.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
it was the squatting girl on TikTok. So.
The squatting girl?
Yeah.
So who was on your show last
She's
night?
embarrassed about.
I don't think she's embarrassed about anything. You need to know her very well. So I think she's doing all right. Well, thank you, Will Renfro, the fan,
Yes,
for
thank
coming
you
in
so
and,
much.
and participating.
So follow-up question. Who's the heaviest guy you've squatted?
It has got to be one of my teammates from Throw One Deep, Max Herman. He is the high school national champ in the weight throw. I think he's probably only like 245 maybe, but I squatted him for about 6 reps. So
Wow.
yeah.
Have you squatted Isaiah?
Oh, he can be next.
All
Yeah,
right.
I got a term for Callie. I call her Mighty Mouse.
Oh yeah.
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, that's my nickname on the team. Is
Here she comes to save the day.
Yep, I got the name of Mighty Mouse shortly into my college.
So maybe our next time we have Callie on, we will have her squat Isaiah.
Oh yeah, wait till after NCAA's, because
Yeah.
if anything goes wrong, I'm just gonna blame it on that.
Yeah, we want you to damage anything.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So Anthony told us about his record. Let's hear about yours.
Oh, the conference record? That was definitely a I had my family on the edge of the seats for sure, and my coaches, because I came in there and I was projected to win the meet by a lot. I think it was 6 meters. I was supposed to win the meet, and when I got there, I fouled my first 2 throws. And so,
And you only have 3, right?
oh yeah, you only have 3 throws to get into finals, and so I fouled my first 2 throws. I had actually thrown the hammer so far out of sector, it went over the fence and almost hit the spectators watching on the other side of the fence.
Back to Adam's question of being dizzy. I guess
Yeah.
you were kind of out of it.
Yeah, so my first 2 throws, I had my family on the edge of the seat, and the girl who was in second place, she had broke the conference record on like her second throw. So she's out here throwing a 60, broke the conference record. I, on the other hand, fouled my first 2 throws. So I took it down a step and I threw a big 52 meter mark off a 2-turn entry, and I got into finals. And then when I finally got into finals, I was like, Callie, I went over and told Coach Hunter McKay, our social media guy, and I went over there and told him, I got to get it together because my team's relying on me. My family drove 6 hours to be here, so I got to get it together. So when I went to finals, I threw my first throw and beat the conference record by like 10 centimeters. And so then my second throw, I beat it again. So I broke it twice that meet. And then my third throw, I fouled again. So, but I was projected to win by 6 meters, and I won by maybe half a meter.
Wow.
So, yeah, so it was very nerve-wracking for anyone watching. And the last throw, the way finals works is the girl, she had the best mark going into finals. So she's the last thrower. So I was the second to last thrower, and I threw a throw, and I fouled it. And so the girl comes in, and, I mean, all of Liberty's cheering for her, and she throws a massive throw. It was huge, and I thought I lost the meet. And my coaches thought I lost the meet, and we kind of just turned around and looked the other way because I didn't want to hear the number that was called. But I ended up getting it barely. So then I was really proud. But I will never let that happen again because
So where is 6 hours away?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
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 So we were at Jacksonville.
What are you doing, walking? That's not 6 hours.
Yeah.
I can do that in 5 hours. That's a piece of cake.
5.5.
Yeah, 5.5.
3.5.
Yeah, on
Okay.
the bus, 7.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true. On the bus, it might be a little different.
Yeah.
So is that your crowning achievement thus far for you?
Oh, no. It was definitely a big achievement because it's my first conference title, but
And you got a medal just like
yeah,
Anthony
I got a medal, but my biggest achievement is probably going to USA's because that was really cool, and I mean I'm going to tell that story forever.
And
so.
is that Corvallis? Is that when you went to Corvallis?
No,
or-
so I actually went to last year. I went to Eugene, Oregon, and competed.
Oh, Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah.
I keep saying
It's never
Corvallis, but it's
Corvallis.
Eugene.
It's
Yeah.
And I
always
can-
Eugene.
I competed.
What's Corvallis? I don't know.
I don't.
why.
I've
I
never
don't
even
know.
heard of that. But yeah, I went to Eugene, Oregon, and had nationals there, and ended up making the U20 World Team. So I got to go to Cali, Colombia, in South America, and compete
Oh,
there.
that's cool.
Yeah, so that was nerve-wracking. It was the top 2 throwers from each country, and so I mean I was down there with Italy,
That's
France.
Olympic-style
yeah,
stuff, yeah.
yeah. For U20 kids, so I mean that's probably my biggest achievement. I got the cool USA pictures. I don't know if you see my Instagram, but that's everywhere.
I'm not an Instagram guy, but based on the pictures
I
Will
told you
showed
she's
me, I'm going to
famous.
follow it. Yeah. Now I see why she's the most famous person in your cell phone.
Yeah.
So who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
Probably Daniel Hall, and I really don't want to say that because he's gonna get a little too excited about that one. But I mean, he's an Olympian and he's verified on Instagram, and he's pretty famous. So I mean,
Is that something you want to do?
oh yes. So my plan is to obviously continue to get better in college, and I definitely want to be an NCAA champion. But then after that, it's definitely Olympics. It's my goal. I've always wanted to go to the Olympics. When I was a runner, I wanted to go to Olympics for running. But you know,
Where's the
things
next
change.
Olympics? Where the next Summer Olympics?
They're actually in Paris next year.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that one because I'm still going to be pretty young and pretty underdeveloped. But
But a lot of athletes go to the
Yeah.
Yeah, LA is
when they're like 16
LA
years
is
old.
28.
yeah, so
that'd be
2028
really
is
cool.
LA, which is going to be really cool because my first Junior Olympics was in California. So if I can go back for the Rio Olympics in California, that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I guess the furthest you've gone to compete is South America now.
Yes,
right?
yes.
She went to Cali, Cali.
Yeah, I went to Cali, Colombia. Cali went to Cali. That was the.
You're just
Colombia.
you're just off today, Chuck. I expected you to make that joke.
Yeah,
not
no,
me.
that was all my coaches say. I mean, Coach Mike was telling me every day over the summer, like, I mean, you got to go to Cali because it's your name. Like, you got to go there. And I was like, I'm certainly going to try. And
Cali
so,
and Cali.
Yeah,
That makes
Cali went to
sense to
Cali.
me. Yeah.
And Cali's going to go back to Cali, I guess, for the 2028
And-
Olympics.
And what is Cali majoring in at Kennesaw State?
All right, I'll give you the broad one. So my major is criminal justice, looking into like counterterrorism, and then my minor is cybersecurity. So
Cool.
yeah, I want to do something maybe in the FBI, or at least that's what I wanted to do before. I
What's
wanted
her
to be a pro
name?
athlete. Yeah, Caitlin.
Clarice? Clarice
Oh.
Starling? Wasn't that her name?
I don't even know
Yeah.
who that is.
Clarice Starling. Jodie
have
Foster
no
played Clarice
idea.
Starling. She
Was
was
it
at the
before
FBI.
2003?
Yeah.
That's
No, I don't know. who
Wasn't
that
that,
is.
what,
that's
what,
a
that,
little
what
before
was
my
that
time.
movie, Larry?
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the
Oh,
Lambs.
yeah, I've seen
Oh
Silence
no
of the
no.
Lambs.
Yeah,
no.
that's
Love
Clarice
Silence.
Starling.
Oh,
That's her.
gosh. No, my mom
She
has
was
tried to
FBI
get me.
agent.
My mom has tried to get me to watch that movie probably 6 times, and I don't know why, but it's just I can't. I think that one will give me nightmares. Really.
Well,
It will, yeah.
well, we can do that, or you could be like Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality.
Okay.
She was FBI too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And then she went as a contestant. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. You
yeah.
could probably do that.
That would be fun.
If you don't like the judges, you can throw them off,
Yep.
pick them up, squat them, and toss them.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be my court trick. If
Oh
I ever
yeah,
get there.
we're gonna have a lot of fun with that one over the next.
If I can squat you, I get off on this one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So that's pretty high goals.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Somebody to be that young, and you're sophomore, right? So you've got 2 more years to compete.
Yes. So I have 2 more years, but I'm gonna probably redshirt. So I'm hoping to get 3 more years back. But yeah, I'm still really young. I just turned 20. So
When's your birthday?
March 6th,
March
2003.
6th. Wow.
Yep, I'm an 03 baby.
02.
Oh, wow. Well,
I'm a 5'6" baby, but that's a different story altogether.
hey,
Yeah,
I'm probably
there were-
the smallest thrower you'll ever see. So I heard Will over there actually when I walked in.
Look, she remembers Will the Thrill's name.
Yeah, I heard him say, "Wow, she's way shorter than I thought." I
Yeah.
was like, I was like, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about you before you got here. I said, yeah, I hear she's a little short, little hammer thrower. And
Yep.
I had read your bio on KSUOwls.com. I said, yeah, she's going to be a lot of fun. I tell you, having you and Tori together on the show.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
So,
God, that would be a
yeah,
nightmare.
me and Tori are actually really good friends.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, we feed off each other's energy. So if you want to ever have us together, we definitely will. I was just talking to her before, and she
Oh,
was
really?
like, yeah, and she was like, Chuck. And I was like, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Well,
She was
I had
really
asked her
serious.
to be on the show this week before I coached Cal because I want to hear about her golf season. And she said she had to go to the mountains, take her dad to the doctor or something. But we'll get her back on and we'll let you know when she is.
Definitely. Yeah, that'd be a
Yeah.
good time.
So you're Facebook too, right?
Yeah.
We'll have to connect on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I
That's
have
okay
Facebook.
with you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And we'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on. So what's next and great for you? Practice tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I got 10:30 a.m. practice tomorrow. It's a little later than usual because I throw at 10 a.m. when I go to regionals next week. So we're trying to kind of get used to the throwing time. But I have practice tomorrow, weights tomorrow.
Does that help?
Yeah, I think so because I'm really used to practicing anywhere from like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 10 a.m.
I was going
And
to say, that's a long day of practice.
Yeah, so anywhere from 8 to 10 a.m. And so usually, though, when we have meets, I'll throw later in the afternoon. So my body's just really tired, and my central nervous system's all out of whack. And, I mean, if I throw in the afternoon, I won't wake up till noon probably.
Are you this high-strung with everything you do?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I got
Type A personality.
Yeah,
is that
Coach
right,
Kale.
Anthony?
Coach Kale
A
probably
whole
gets
lot of energy, man. I'll tell you
He
that.
probably gets really tired of me because every day, I mean, I'll be in between throws at practice. I'm dancing. He's like, focus. And I'm like, I can't.
Well, I don't think Anthony's far behind you in
Yeah.
terms of
Yeah.
hyperactivities.
Uh-huh.
So he's like,
Oh yeah, I have a thing where everybody gets on me for playing music in my phone in my pocket while I throw.
Yeah, he'll walk into the ring with his phone, blaring music in his pocket. And he throws with his phone in his pocket. And I'm like,
I like
okay.
that. What
phone
music?
doesn't-
What
your phone-
music?
You know, I'm a big of a J. Cole guy, man. Just got to get the vibes going.
Okay, but J. Cole should not be the type of artist you play at practice.
No.
I don't even know who
No,
J.
no,
Cole
no, no.
is.
Hey, if you want to get in a Zen mood, just
Okay.
set the
Turn his
light.
mic off. Turn his
Look,
mic
I'm
off.
gonna put you guys on. Don't
No,
worry.
cancel his mic.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. ATI, you got any other questions
No.
for Kazzy?
Ca-
Callie. Kazzy. I was looking at that.
Okay, I
Callie.
didn't know I was that unforgivable.
Callie Terza. I got them combined.
Yeah.
It's been great having you two guys on.
Yeah, thank you so
I
much
can
for having
understand
us.
totally why Coach Kell said these are the two you need to get on. And like I said, Caitlin confirmed it. So
yeah.
I understand why. We want to follow you guys. And, man, I'd love to come to a meet. I wish I could come down to UNF.
Yeah, I
and,
mean, there's
see-
always next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I came this year once. I promised Caitlin I'd come watch her throw. She said, I'll throw around 12:30. So I got there at 12. Meet hadn't even started yet, and they were warming up.
Are you picking favorites over here? Because I threw at that same meet.
Well, I didn't know you at that time.
Oh, okay,
And so I
okay.
waited till 2:30, and she still hadn't thrown, and I left. So I didn't even get to see her
Oh,
throw.
no.
I got to see her warm up, and that was about it.
Oh,
But I'll definitely be back out to see
yeah,
you
awesome.
guys. Yeah,
That'd be great.
that's cool.
Maybe
So,
I'll be throwing far.
yeah, next time I'll plan on spending some more time. I had to go somewhere else, but that was great. Fantastic having you on. We'd love to have you and Tori. Love to have you and Anthony back. Any other athletes you want on you think would enjoy doing this? We'd love to get them on.
Let's see. Anthony, you got any requests?
Honestly, man,
Anthony,
I want to get
wa-
my boy Big Mitch on here one day.
I want to get Mitchell Ratley. James Mitchell Ratley, thrower from Niceville, Florida. He needs to be on this interview.
I've been to Niceville. That's a nice place down there in the
Mm-hmm.
in the
and he's a
Panhandle.
nice guy.
Yeah,
Is
we need Mitchell Ratley on this.
Well, you hook me up with him.
Oh, we will.
And you guys put your phone numbers in my phone before we get out of here.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll stay in touch. So big hands for Anthony and for Callie. It's a long day. You don't know what I've been through in the month. I'm lucky to be awake.
That's like the third time, strike three.
yeah.
I would-
Callie. No,
I
it was only
wouldn't
two.
butcher her.
Remember, just
Oh,
remember
wait,
like
wait.
California.
Yeah, but you had two faults, so I can have two faults.
What?
She
Don't
was
mess up.
giving the competition a
Hey,
head start.
did I
Yeah.
ask you?
No.
Thank
but
you.
I-
Well, I did.
There we go.
I did.
All right, I can live with that. All right, so thanks you guys for being on, and we appreciate you guys for coming out, Coach Cal and Isaiah for dropping in.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go back and say hey to him. And for Will the Thrill Renfro for coming on and dropping a question on Callie. And Weary had a really good show. Adam, what do you think?
It was okay.
Oh, come on.
See,
That's gonna be
that's why
bullshit.
he's only the part-time host.
See, I thought you was my favorite, man.
Yeah,
no. Okay,
that's
wait.
what I'm talking about.
So
Anthony.
I know I'm the one asking or getting asked questions.
You
but I
got
have a question for
question?
you, both
Okay.
of you. Who was your favorite?
Today,
Oh yeah.
Coach Cal.
What?
I got to go the right way. You guys were awesome.
Yes, that's the only answer. It's the only right one.
You guys are awesome. And as always, we're every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the Owls Who Live Sports, and we can't wait to see you next week. Again, thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Callie. Hooty hoo. We'll see you
Hooty-hoo,
next
baby.
Wednesday.